1775, the American patriots were trying to drive the British from their chokehold on the colonies, wanting independence, wanting to be free. Now maybe you know, maybe you've heard the tyranny of King George III, taxing everything from sugar to tea, quartering their soldiers anywhere they please. In Lexington and Concord, events unfurled, starting with the shot heard round the world. No one ever saw such a thing before. Tradesmen and farmers starting a war. The next thing you know, it was 76. The British and Americans getting their licks. Up in Philadelphia, a congregation got together and drafted a declaration. Then something big happened in 77. Victory at Saratoga brought the French in. Meanwhile, Britain still held New York City, trying to catch Washington and his committee. In 78 and 79, the war dragged on, but they held the line. Which brings us now to 1780, where our story begins, gentlemen and ladies.
At West Point.
West Point? I thought it was Fort Arnold.
Well, that's what they called it before this whole thing started. But once Arnold left and took the plans with him, they gave the command to General Clinton. That's about the time that the name was changed, and you won't hear it called Fort Arnold again.
But what's the big deal about West Point? I mean, it's just another fort, right?
I'm glad you asked. Check it out. The Hudson River, long and majestic, it's also what made it most strategic. It runs up and down. The state of New York brought troops and supplies to the colonies north. The current is strong and the river is wide, sometimes miles from side to side. The middle of the river is the perfect spot to hide from cannon fire and musket shot. But up at West Point, the river narrows and the point's up high, so you can fire down on any ship unfortunate to be caught there when the tide is slack and the wind is nowhere. If that's not enough to give you pause, they stretch a 65-ton iron chain across it. If the British took command of West Point, there would never be any way to hold the colonies together. So now do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see why West Point has got such clout? Now that you know, I don't have to tell you that Arnold knew he had something of incredible value.